What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we have Nathalie from Bitcoinsensus. She is going to give us her opinion on the Bitcoin market, Ethereum, also to see what is going on. We're going to go to the higher time frames, lower time frames, going to give us her opinion to see where can we potentially be going and her opinion for the next coming days, weeks, and months. Nathalie, how are you doing?
I am great, Andy. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Even though Bitcoin is below $20,000, I do have Bitcoin in my portfolio. My portfolio is looking very bad, but trading is doing very well. So yeah, it's time to accumulate Bitcoin, I guess. How are you doing?
That's great. I'm really good, actually. I'm really good. Better than what Bitcoin looks like at the moment,
Yeah.
and what I'm about to show you, but I'm great.
All right, fantastic. Well, without further ado, let's dive into the charts if you don't mind.
Yes, of course. So we're looking at a clean chart right now on Bitcoin. And the thing that I'm going to do now, I'm going to use a trend line because someone showed me this, but I was also looking at this before. So the 3-monthly chart is only for me to have an overview of what I actually look at. And the previous high is technically 10K, 11,012K, around this high right here. And I'll go down to the lower time frames. And this kind of actually makes sense now when we have the drop. The same thing that we spoke about before we recorded is that we don't have market structure. It's just from here, we just saw a huge bounce to the upside, and now we see the break. So if we're looking at the resistance, technically, even if it doesn't look that good, all of this is technically a fake out from this resistance or a higher high, which means that we just might pull back down to this level at 10K. And then slowly and steady, I see the market reverse back up. But I definitely believe that we will continue back down to these levels because the trend is our friend, obviously. And the trend lines is very, very respected. So I definitely believe that this could be the right trend that we will come back down for a retest. So when everyone talks about the 10K, I do agree with them now when I started to look at the chart like this. The last rejection that we have is where we are at the moment. So this is the previous support. This is the weekly. If we go back in time, this is the last consolidation before we saw the market starting to create high highs and high lows. And this is the one that we are retesting at the moment. Okay, so I do believe that we can consolidate for a while, but I'll just make this one a little bit smaller so we can see what we're looking at. So at the moment, we're just in a sideways market at between 21,600 and 19K.
Yeah.
And what I did, as always, based on Fib, I took my Fibonacci from the high 23,283 back down to 17,583. This doesn't look so good now because we obviously came back up to the resistance instead of retesting the 50 and 61%. But more what I want to look at is the prices that we have, and we have minus 23, we have minus 75, and we also have minus 1.2. So if we take these ones away, we can see that the take profits, because I use them as take profits on my Fibonacci, we can clearly see how it kind of very good is combined with the supports with the last two Fibonacci take profits at 13,130 and 10,580. So I definitely believe that this will happen. Maybe we will not see like one huge bearish candlestick taking all of these levels, but slowly and steady, I definitely believe that we can have a pushback down to these levels. And look at the market at the moment, the 4-hourly, we're closing in 1 hour. Let's see how it looks on the 3-hourly chart. I'm actually not going to do anything at the moment on Bitcoin, because I want to see if we actually break below 18,000, 19,000 K and potentially see a retest from below. It's very easily also that we can see a break of the support and then see the market close inside again. So the breakout candle and the candle after, we could potentially see the market pull back inside again. And based on that, it is the summer. The market is, I do not know, to be honest, I do not know. But what I know is that I will be very careful around this support, because it can take us back up to the resistance again around 21,700. And then we just might have another drop from there.
Yeah, totally agree, because we're still in that range. We're still holding that last higher low there where we consolidated the first week of July. So it's still above that higher low, right? We kind of, if I was putting a trend line from the lows of June and July, and we actually broke the higher low trend line.
And this one.
Yeah, but from the way back, from the last drop from the lows.
Right here.
Yeah, from there to that. Yeah, exactly. So we're kind of already losing a little bit of structure. And so
retested it. And if we use another Fibonacci, we came exactly up and retested the 61.8% based on the break. Yeah, so this definitely, I mean, if I would have taken a trade, I didn't do it, but it would have been exactly there, exactly here at the retest
of the trend line and Fibonacci level.
Yes. So,
but for me, like you know, it looks like until we do not break that last higher low, it's kind of, it looks like we could have a short squeeze liquidity grab to the upside before we see continuation. But anyway, it looks pretty scary. It does look like that lower is very, very possible at this point.
Yeah, and based on this drop that we can see, it looks, because the market needs to find a support to have it as a support, and I do believe that we can come back down. We just might break it below a little bit, but then hold ourselves above it, and then long term 100% that we're going up to a new all-time high. And I think that's why I'm not so worried either, because it just looks also healthy for the market to actually come back down to these levels and then pull back to the upside. Because if the market pulls back down to 10K and we start to see that this is the last support, and we slowly instead to see the market creating the higher lows, the first low, higher low, higher low, even if the market will go sideways, we already know that the market slowly and steady will break to the upside again.
Yeah, that would be likely, like an accumulation zone before going up.
Exactly. So
all right. So short term. Short term, let's see. Short term for Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum if you like, and we'll finish it off there. So I know you pulled out the 3-hour chart, and
looking at the 3, okay, so I would still use, because we are in a sideways market, and the last high was at 21,626. And depending on how this daily candlestick is closing, because I need to have this bullish candlestick for me to be able to put the fib at 19,300. If we see a bigger pullback to the upside and we don't reach the resistance again, I would look at 20,435, potentially 20,700
for a lower high, right? And
exactly a lower high, and then when the market
to get some power to push the price back down again, right?
Exactly. That's why I'm a little bit unsure about this retest that we have at the support. I can definitely see the next 4-hour candle break below, but if we see the market close below the support, I want to see how the candlesticks after looks, because looking at Bitcoin, we can always see that when we come back down to a support, the market always comes back in, and we have this ugly fake out and everyone goes short, and then you see this happening, and then you see the reverse back down. So short term, waiting for us to break the support, a retest, and then potentially the drop. But if we see us closing inside and hold ourselves above the support, I definitely look at 20,400 and 20,700 on Bitcoin for a reverse then back down.
Right. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm also doing some analysis, and I do think that, that 20,500 range, just in between those levels that you said, there's, very, very strong resistance at that level with a lot of volume. So I think, if we do go up there, I would preferring shorting from that range personally, of course. No financial advice. This is something that I would do.
The same thing for me. And when we look at Ethereum overall, I'm just going to do a short term here on Ethereum. We have already retested. So I took a Fibonacci today from 1,140 and 1,036. We came up exactly, retested the 61.8%. But this is the same thing on Ethereum. If we see the market have a bigger, so I need to do the same analyze. So we just might also see Ethereum pull back up to 1,137 or 1,160. Even if this is on the daily chart, the market is very volatile, and we can already see that we have the breakout candle. So these candlesticks, if we're closing above and see retest from above at 1,060, this is definitely a
bigger
fake
pullback.
Out.
Yeah, to the other side. Yeah.
And we have the reverse, even if it doesn't look that good, but we will have a inverted head and shoulder, which is also a representation for the market to have a little bit bigger pullback to the upside, but overall still waiting for the market to push back down. But even if the market is very bearish, the market still needs to create a lower high. And by understanding that, I look at these levels for then see the next target for us to come back down to is $990 again on Ethereum.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, very similar to where I see, looking for that leg back up to potentially, have more continuation to the downside. Yeah, after this major drop we've had the last few days. Nathalie, thank you very much for coming to the channel.
So much. Thank you.
Giving your analysis. Guys, if you want to follow Nathalie, the link will be down below. She does do live streams almost every single day. She does video updates every single day about Bitcoin, Ethereum, some other altcoins also. Make sure to check her out. Thank you guys for joining in. Nathalie, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Andy.
And I'll see you in the next one.
Yes, bye.